I legitimately feel like a lot of people are gonna think that I'm low-key hate watching because I haven't really made a video this year where I've said really positive or great things about Real Madrid. But it's really hard if you watch the full 90 minutes and you don't just watch the highlights. It's extremely hard to find really positive things to say about this team right now. You could say positive things about individual performances, like great game from Vinicius Jr. And if you really look at contribution this season for Vinicius Jr., they've been pretty good. You can't argue that. And you look at Paredes and you go, well, this is a great signing. So far, Paredes has been Real Madrid's best signing of the summer. I'm not saying that because I'm a Benfica fan. I'm saying that because if you've watched the games, you see how positive he is going forward. And I told you guys this when y'all bought him, that he is really good going forward. I think where you're really going to tell if Paredes is a great left back or not a great left back is going to be when he goes up against Lamine Yamal and a lot of the big challenges that he'll face within the Champions League. But with that being said, I also want to remind you that he went up against Lamine Yamal in the Champions League last season and did really well. So Paredes did actually really good against Lamine Yamal the times he's faced him 3 times this season, last season. And again, he went up against a lot of good wingers. Even in the Club World Cup, he went up against Chelsea. He's gone up against really, really good wingers. Olise in the Bayern game, and he's done really well. So I do think he's a player that could defend. I'm not saying that at all in any way, shape, or form, but I do think his lack of pace defensively can sometimes hurt him a little bit. But offensively, we know the talent the kid is. The kid is a really good talent, really good at putting the ball in, really good playmaker from the wing. He's a phenomenal left back going forward. And I think that's the most positive things that we can say about Real Madrid at the moment is that they signed a really, really good player. And also the young Argentinian kid on the right side. He's been really, really positive. Now, 2 things I'll say to you. Has the Argentinian kid played so much better than what Rodrigo would give you on the right? It's something for Real Madrid fans to really sit down and think about. Has the Argentinian kid has he delivered more on that right-hand side than what Rodrigo would deliver to you? It's something to really ask yourself. And then we go into another season. Now Ancelotti's gone and Xabi Alonso is here now. Do you see a improved offensive performances from Real Madrid, or do you still see an individual performance that gives Real Madrid the victory? Because again, La Liga has kicked off, the league has kicked off, the season has kicked off, and Real Madrid is doing what they need to do, win. At the end of the day, lads, you need to win. And winning is what is the most important thing. But I think there's a level to this. And I think that when you play in front of those Real Madrid fans, and when you play in that stadium, and when you play with it completely full, and you play against the opponent you played today, I think there should be a level of dominance. I think there should be a level of, Real Madrid was just way better. Real Madrid was unstoppable. Real Madrid dominated. Real Madrid looked like Real Madrid. But the truth is, when you watch this game, it was more boring than exciting. It was, you get this sense of the other team scored and you go, oh, here we go again with Real Madrid, right? You get that feeling of, oh, here we go again. Not this again. Right? Because now they're losing. They got to make this comeback. They're in front of their home fans. You're not even really sure how they're losing because the goal comes from nothing. But you're like, how is this happening again? And you're really in this place where you just go, oh, brother, here we go again. As a Madrid fan, right? I can only think of that meme where it's like, I see it a lot with Benfica because Benfica fans are in the same boat as Real Madrid at times, where it's this meme that it goes, I can't wait for Madrid to play. Oh, we're so back. And then the game starts, and it's like, I don't really know how to explain it. It's like, oh, yeah, I got to watch this. It's pretty much like, oh, we're back. We're so ready. We're so ready. And then it's like, oh, it's so bad. And then it's like, oh, somehow we won. And that's low key what it feels like with Madrid. It's like, oh, wow, you're really excited they're going to play. You get really excited when you see their lineup. The game starts. You're like, wow, this is extremely boring. Oh, yeah, we got to go through this again. And then they win. And you go, all right, yeah, we got the dub. And you're happy they got the dub, but at the same time, you're just sitting there thinking to yourself, like, damn, like, were we really good? I just don't know if Real Madrid has improved much. Now, Xabi Alonso's new to it, man. He just got here. Stuff isn't fully in place yet. The market's not even closed. But I just wonder if these Real Madrid players are up for it, right? And if there's something more that needs to happen here. You get what I'm saying? There was a beautiful run early in this game that Mbappe made from the 9 position, as you should, and Trent puts him a crazy ball. It's inches from being onside. The goal ends up getting pulled back for offside, but that whole play right there is what you kind of expect from Mbappe and Trent and this Real Madrid team. Nice over-the-top ball, running behind the defenses. You expect goals like this, but we don't see goals like this because it is very, very rare that you see a team not play a low block against Real Madrid. But also there's something that we need to talk about. Because this low block that Real Madrid faces every weekend, this low block that Benfica faces and Barca faces and Porto faces and Sporting faces and all the bigger teams in their leagues face, Bayern faces it, it's normal. It's not just Madrid facing low blocks. Barca faces low blocks every weekend. The difference is Barca has midfielders that can really open up the game and really put the final pass in. And when I look at this Real Madrid team, it's the same thing I've been saying for weeks about Benfica. And we just signed, hopefully, I've never seen the kid really play that much, but we signed a 22-year-old from Shakhtar Donetsk, a number 10, that we paid a lot for him, nearly 32 million. And it's like, okay, is this going to be the guy? He's rocking the 10. He's playing that cam position. He's going to be the guy that puts that final pass in. And I look at Real Madrid, and I know Goulet can be that. But at the moment, I just haven't really seen Real Madrid have that type of midfield that's putting the final pass in. And again, I don't want to blame Mbappe in any way, shape, or form because I think Mbappe has been absolutely phenomenal. And I also think that Vinicius Jr. is really like getting it back, right? He's slowly but surely building back into it. But I don't think it's either of them. It's that I'm just not sure that they know how to play together. And I'm not sure that they can play together. I'm not sure if there's ever going to be a time where they look really good together. I hope there is a time where they look really good together, but it's still that I think VINI needs that Benzema type, Harry Kane type, Lewandowski type player that is going to force center backs to track him so VINI can have more space to do what Vinicius Jr. does, which is cut inside and score goals. And it just feels like Mbappe at the 9 is not that stable number 9 that VINI needs that's going to pull defenders. So it's not a VINI problem and it's not an Mbappe problem. It's that I don't see how this works together, both phenomenal players. With that being said, I don't think that VINI's not going to perform with a number 9 there that's going to track defenders. I think he's going to perform. I think he's going to perform crazy. So I don't want to just blame the lack of Vinicius Jr.'s performances over the last few months on Vinicius Jr. I think it's a team thing, right? I think it's strictly a team thing. I think Barcelona is built in a way to make Lamine Yamal and Rafinha succeed. That's what I believe. I believe Rafinha and Lamine Yamal perform so well in this formation and in this team because Flick understands that a lot of goals can come from the wing if they play this properly. So the team is built around them having success. And I don't know if Real Madrid is built around Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe together having success. I think it's built for Vinicius Jr. to have success by himself. I think it could be built for Mbappe to have success by himself, but I'm not sure that them two together, it's built for them to have success. And that's really what I've been trying to scream about for the last few months. I don't think it's a, oh my goodness, bench Vinicius Jr. and all your problems are solved. No, I think it's a Mbappe is awesome at the 9 and scores a lot of goals. But I still think that he is more threatening and more exciting to watch as a winger. And there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, Cristiano Ronaldo's most exciting days as a footballer was from the left. That's facts. If you watched Ronaldo left wing days for Portugal, left wing days for Manchester United, left wing days for Real Madrid, it was exciting, bro. Step over, skill moves, pace. It was awesome. And then he went to the 9 and it was more about the game. It was more about goals. It was more about winning. And it worked. And it worked. And the many trophies came from this. But for excitement, he was more exciting as a left winger. I think a lot of people would agree with that. But with that being said, he won more as a striker. So, yes, Real Madrid can win more as Mbappe being a striker if they can get it to work. But I truly believe that as a left winger, Mbappe is more exciting and more dominant. I think when Mbappe's on the left, he really dominates a football match. I think you really understand and see the presence of Mbappe on the field when he's on the left. There is no defense that likes to watch Mbappe run at them from the left, right? But I think when Mbappe's through the middle, I think it takes a little bit of his oomph away of what makes him the best player in the world when he's on the left, right? And I think for Mbappe, for Vinicius Jr., what's taking his oomph away is that teams can double team him with Mbappe through the middle. Because with Mbappe through the middle, they put a center back on Mbappe, and Mbappe is kind of away from the box a little bit. And it allows for, and again, I want to make a whole video on this Mbappe stuff, right? So I can explain it to you guys better. But when Mbappe comes away from the box, now Vinicius Jr. has to take on two people. And I just don't know if Vinicius Jr. has the confidence right now to do that. So I sound like a broken record speaking of this all the time. And I do think it can be successful and Xabi Alonso can find a way for it to work. But I think the only way for this to work is that you really need a crazy, awesome midfield that can put in crazy balls. And I'm not sure that, and I'm talking about you need someone of the level of Kevin De Bruyne when he was at his prime to make this really kind of flow and be able to put Vini in and put Mbappe in and kind of isolate them to have the 1v1s. You need someone really special to be able to do that. So at the end of the day, lads, Real Madrid wins. Another 3 points in the bag, and that's all people are going to talk about going forward as they continue to get 3 points. But is this team ready to take on FC Barcelona? Is this team ready to win a Champions League? Is this team performing at a way where you think that, you know what, we're playing good enough football? We're playing good enough football in our stadium in front of our fans. We're good enough. That's a question I leave for y'all, Real Madrid fans. Y'all let me know because I'm not a Madrid fan. I can't answer that for you. Only you know how you feel when you're watching the game.